breaking news. This actually happened and it's crazy because I missed my flight when I was going to St. Croix for my mother's birthday. And the fact that I missed my flight, I had to stay in Miami. And I stayed in Brickell, and this is exactly where it happened. So I could really give you breaking news on this one. So the club called the Blackbird. For my first take, they bring everybody out. They bring Brazilians out. They bring Latinos out, melanated people out. But when it's all said and done, the Blackbird Club that's next to the taco shop in Brickell, it's a hood crowd. That's one good thing I love about living in Baltimore City. You're able to spot a hood crowd, and you don't have to be from the city. Brickell, I mean, they show you the lifestyle in Brickell, but Brickell, you have people strung out on hardcore drugs in Brickell, walking around, asking for change. Brickell has a lot of street people that hang around Brickell. Brickell you have the Richard Mill shop there, but Brickell, I will say, it is not safe. I'm gonna be 100% Brickell at nighttime. I can't speak on Brickell in the day because I caught the flight the next day, but I can speak on Brickell in the night. And that's when this situation happened. It happened in the night. Brickell at night, I don't care how many high rises they have. I don't care how many Richard Mill stores they have, because they literally have a Richard Mill store right next to this club. I don't care how many penthouses Brickell have. You got to understand, Brickell is hood. And this guy asked the woman for a phone number. He got rejected and he got deleted. And this is the problem. And I got to listen, and I'm going to tell you the problem. The problem is a lot of men, they have egos. And like I said, egos, it gives birth to arrogance. Ego is so negative. It's literally, it keep on producing more negativity. That's why you don't want to have an ego, because ego would make you arrogant. So the guy that got deleted for asking for a phone number, he probably got 200 phone numbers over his lifetime. What made this one so special? And that's what you guys have to understand. They want you to literally be obsessed with sex. And this is nothing new. Growing up, my generation, you had songs by Trey Songz. You're going to think I invented sex. It ain't nothing new. You had Genuine, Pony. This ain't nothing new. R. Kelly, this ain't nothing new. So with that being said, now, I don't know why men, because when I was growing up, it happened. If you ask a woman for her number, no. Walked up with a pen, paper, the evidence is in your hand. Like literally, when we walked up to a woman, the evidence was in our hand. We had a pen and a paper. You talk about being transparent. I grew up in a time, and it felt good, where we were transparent. When we came up to a woman, we were transparent. She saw us coming with the paper. She saw us coming with the pen. She saw us coming asking for the phone number. That was a beautiful time. The time of transparency. You didn't have to use games. She saw you come in with the pen. She saw you coming with the paper. Back in the day, a lot of people did not have cell phones. This is why I say what a time to be alive. Everybody has cell phones. Everybody has tablets. Everybody has it. Back in the day, people had beepers, they had pagers, but they didn't have cell phones. So what I'm trying to say is, what is making this generation so different that if they ask for a phone number, it has to be the end of the world? This man got rejected, and it literally became the end of the world. You guys have to understand now, as far as the woman at that spot, the Angry Bird, now I'm gonna be 100% honest. A lot of women, they be making out on the dance floor. I don't know if he saw that, but when I was at the Angry Bird, I'm gonna tell it, I saw a lot of, maybe it's just in the culture, Brazilians love to kiss, but I saw a lot of Brazilian women just kissing Brazilian men when they were playing Brazilian music. As far as the Angry Bird, it brings a mixed crowd. You will see Asians there, because like I said, Miami. It stays open till like 5 a.m. on a Wednesday. Then you also have another club called Space. I've never been to Space, but maybe the reason Space prices are high is to avoid the Blackbird crowd. Now, with that being said, the man asked the woman for a phone number. She kindly said no. He couldn't take it. The woman was with another group of guys and they unalived him. Now that's self-defense. My man was literally feeling some type of way about this number. Listen, I'm here to tell you, I don't care how good a woman looks. You can't feel any type of way about her. You don't know her. Over a phone number, yes. In Miami, in a place, listen, now, when I went to Miami, I was only there for a couple of hours because I arrived at nighttime. So it's still active at nighttime. But I'm like, listen, I got to catch a flight. It's my mother's birthday. Let me stay focused before I miss my mother's birthday. And my mother really be mad. So with that being said, I went out, got something to eat. And when I was eating at the taco spot, I noticed there's a club called Blackbird. And I went inside. I left when I saw them start to throw up gang signs. Yes, they throw up gang signs in that club. So when you go party in Miami and Brickell, the only place that I heard is kind of decent is Space. But outside of Space, if you do the Blackbird, which opens till 4 or 5 on a Wednesday, they be throwing up gang signs in there. When I saw people start to throw up gang signs, because when I went there, I thought it was Miami. You know, I thought it was like Scarface, everybody on the dance floor dancing. But no, when I saw people throwing up gang signs, I realized it was time to go. And when it's all said and done, the man asked for a phone number and the woman said no. He got mad and he got unalived, begging for a phone number. Now, when it's all said and done, I don't know the mindset of men these days, but if I ask a woman for a phone number and she tells me no, the same way I have the right to disengage from others, she has the right to disengage from me. This is why it's so important not to have an ego. Yikes, losing your life behind a phone number. Well, this is why a lot of guys want to be famous, because they don't want to have to deal with the reality of people not knowing them. And that's the gem. See, everybody knows celebrities like Will Smith. Will Smith could go to Peru, he could go to Brazil, he could go to Ecuador. It doesn't matter what you think about him. He's a real celebrity. He really took that oath. He was really at them parties with Sean Combs. Like he was really there. Bad Boy 1, Bad Boy 2, Bad Boy 3, Bad Boy 4. He's a real celebrity. So what happens is a lot of people who follow the crowd, they want the same type of acceptance from a celebrity, but that celebrity took that oath for acceptance. So 9 out of 10, this is why guys join fraternities, so they don't have to deal with a woman telling them no. I don't see what's so hard with the woman telling you no. It's a million women out here. So if a woman say no, and you got to think about it, the same way you feel about her, how you think the other guys felt about her seeing her a year before you. These women were not born yesterday. And if they were born yesterday, you should not be asking for the phone number. Follow the wordplay. And I'm going to say this again. These women were not born yesterday. And if they were born yesterday, you should not be asking for the phone number. So the same way that you feel about her, how do you think the guy in her apartment building feel about her? How you think the guy at the gym feel about her? 9 out of 10, when you see a woman that's beautiful, you probably just arrive a little bit too late. And I'm going to say this again. You probably just arrive a little bit too late. She might be married, she might be taken, she might be dating, she might be escaping, she might be single, she might be solo, she might just be focused on elevation. But at the end of the day, you don't know her. They want men to have egos, and this is really the downfall of man. Pride is the downfall of man. That's the weakest mindset you're talking about. I'm telling you, man, pride is a downfall of man, because pride is like, I'm an alpha male. I paid for a course from a red pill, and the red pill guru told me low interest, high interest. You could take a woman low interest, turn it into high interest. No, you can't. No, you cannot. When it's all said and done, this man is no longer here because of a potential phone number. Now, let's break down a phone number. 20-minute huddle, let's huddle up. When you get a woman phone number, what does it mean? What is the significance? What does it mean? You got a phone number. You have her contact information. 9 out of 10 with stories like this, Most women will give you the number just to be nice, so you don't literally self-destruct. A lot of people egos are so fragile. If you tell them no, they will literally start World War III. Plenty of fish in the sea, but they want to be single-minded, and that's the key. You got to start a YouTube channel sooner or later. That's the key. They want to be single-minded. See, listen, I'm with you. I'm all about solutions. When we see problems, what is the solution? And the solution is stop being single-minded. If you are in Miami, I don't care. Miami have women walking around till 6 in the morning in miniskirts. Matter of fact, let's take it a little further. Everybody put 8 a.m. When I first went to Miami, I said, thank God I came to Miami in my 30s. Because if I came to Miami in my 20s and I didn't have a mentor, listen, I probably would have been outside breakdancing for change. I probably would have been pop locking for dollars. I'm just going to be real. I know how I used to be in my 20s. And if I went to Miami in my 20s, speaking for myself, I can't speak for others, Miami would have destroyed me. Because you got women walking around at 8 a.m. It doesn't stop at 1 a.m. It doesn't stop at 2 a.m. It doesn't stop at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Man, they keep going. There's a club called Space in Miami. It's literally 24/7. They got 24/7 clubs in Miami. So with that being said, if this man is in Miami, what made this woman so special in Miami? You know what made it? He got frustrated. And this is where the live's about to get good. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Frustration makes us crash out. And I'm gonna say this again, frustration, it makes us crash out. Because what happens is when you're frustrated, you just feel like things ain't never gonna go my way. That's the first lie the enemy tells you through frustration. Things ain't never gonna go my way. I ain't never going to see another woman like that again. She was the first. She was the last. She was my final boss. She was the final bosses of all bosses. She was the Chung Lee of all Chung Lees. You will never find another Chung Lee like that. Don't let the devil play games with you, because the devil is so petty. He will do that with you. He will tell you, you will never see another bubble like that. You will never see another bubble in Minnesota like that. That's the last bubble in Minnesota. You will never see another bubble like that. You will never see another set of jugs like the ones you saw in Colorado. Those are the last set of jugs. They'll never be produced again. Those are one-on-one. Don't let the enemy play with you, because they will definitely play with you. You guys have to understand, like, it's not that serious. And I'm going to say this again. It's not that serious. You should not be obsessed with any human. Forget women. You got men out here obsessed with Shador Sanders. I never realized how serious it was till I made a video about Shador Sanders. People say, oh, no, Mr. Keep It Simple, I ain't feeling this. I ain't feeling this. So I would say don't be obsessed with anybody, because you got men out here obsessed with other men. They know men's stats. They know their performance. They are just literally obsessed. So when it's all said and done, we also got to put everybody, because it's not just women. Men are obsessed with Juan Soto. They're obsessed with, baseball players. They're obsessed with hockey players. The obsession just doesn't stop between men. So I'm here to say, don't be obsessed with anything, because what happens is when you're obsessed with something and that thing you're obsessed with rejects you, now you don't have anything to live for. I've seen, and you're probably thinking, Mr. Keep It Simple. Hold on. It's my guy in here, Redskin 562. Are you in the chat? Put a 44. I'm gonna share a story. And Mr. Redskin 562, if you ever met somebody like this, let me know, and I'm gonna tell you a story. Hold my man, Mr. Redskin 562 in the chat, because he was real, he was honest. He said he joined the D9 because he wanted to make the NFL, but he denounced this. So much respect to him. But you guys got to understand, I feel like when it's all said and done, I heard from my friend that a guy, he became an alcoholic because he wanted to join a fraternity, and they rejected him. They beat him down. He was overweight. I would say he's about 300 pounds, 5'8", 5'9". They literally put the brakes on him. They beat him down, beat the brakes on him. And what happened is, when he didn't get accepted by the lowercase god of Omega, he got depressed and he started drinking and watching porn. But he was trying to join the fraternity so it could put him in a position so he didn't have to watch the hub. But he could not take the beating. The beating was intense. It was just too much. It was extreme. And what happened is they beat him out of Omega and he dropped line. And when he dropped line, he got depressed. But he was obsessed with Omega. I mean, he's alive. Rest in peace to Keller Wilson. It didn't go that far, but he was obsessed with the thought of becoming a Q. He was obsessed with it. And then what happened is he was so obsessed with it, he became depressed with it. My man told me he was drinking at 11 a.m. on college campus. So he was concerned. He's like, yo, what's up? You going to class? He like, nah, I ain't going to class. He was watching the hub and drinking because he was obsessed with becoming a fraternity member. So you should not have an obsession with anything in life. And I'm gonna say this again. You should not have an obsession with anything in life. When it's all said and done, you guys have to understand that when it comes to a woman, there are billions of women out here. And the fact that I say there are billions of women out here, I mean, there are billions of women out here. What is the point of really caring about if one tells you no? Who cares if one says, I have a boyfriend? Who cares? Who cares? You know, we got 4 more minutes left, and I'm gonna actually do a separate video, but I didn't want the video to be too live, so an abundant mindset is key. Yes, I believe, listen, you got places in the Caribbean. I still have yet to pull up to Guyana. I still have yet to pull up to St. Lucia. Still have yet to pull up to, I mean, it's just so many places with so many beautiful women. But yet, what they do is in America, I can't speak for other places in the world, they get men to caught up with a lifestyle. So the lifestyle is so expensive that you can't even travel. Once you start paying $2,000 car notes and buying 2 Rolls Royces and you start living in luxurious apartments, what happens is now you became a slave to acceptance. You guys have to understand, yes, the game is wide open. Your game. Play at your pace. Run your race. Don't get caught up in race. Run your race. Florida dangerous, yeah, but that's the dangerous side of that image. When you watch TikTok, Brickell is dangerous. It's a Brickell. And I don't care what nobody says. If you're in the Matrix now, if you're melanated in Miami, think that, just because I'm in Brickell, there's nothing to watch for. What, man? I don't know what it is, but people feel comfortable coming up to people with the same skin complexion. And that's the problem I have with race. Just because we look alike, what gives you the audacity to think that you could just come up and talk to me while I'm eating chicken in my car? You guys have to understand, like, we live in a world where guys literally, when I say literally, they take a woman too serious. Like, it's not that serious. Thank you guys for tuning in. And all I want to say, man, is stay focused before you end up homeless. Stack your crumbs, build your power. Understand that 9 to 5 save lives. Let it breathe.